I'll start with the obvious. If I made Fate of Silence, I would have developed it longer, mainly so many of the bugs and rough edges would have been ironed out before it got released. There's no way this was playtested without numerous flags being raised. I think if they released this in a better state, the game wouldn't have screwed some of us out of a platinum. But more importantly, the game would have done better retaining the players that took a chance on it, especially those that tried playing it online. After talking in a few Fate of Silence clubs, I heard from a couple of people that they found when they tried to play online with someone from another region, they would get kicked to the PlayStation Store. I haven't come across it myself, but I can believe that it happens because of the amount of things I have seen go wrong with this game from a technical perspective. An odd thing I came across online was when I did 4 hours of recording with someone. When I watched it back, I found that their voice wasn't recorded at all. I've never come across this with any game before. I'd put it down to this being one of those games everyone has a unique, odd experience with. I am aware this next point is casting eggs from a glass house, but I think hiring better voice actors would have engrossed people more into the story. Now, I don't think they should have gone mad with the budget for it, hiring a celebrity or anything like that, but I'm sure they could have found other people that fit the roles better than the ones that they went with. The world isn't short of reasonably priced voice actors. Hell, there's quite a lot of people out there that would do it for free just to get the recognition. But even before ensuring this game was in the best possible state before releasing it, I would have simply put in a new Game Plus mode. If you've watched my review, I explained that the game didn't give me the 2 trophies for completing it. Problem is, at the end of the game you get infinite lives, which meant I couldn't waste all my lives and start again. I thought I was going to have to start the game from the beginning without any of my upgrades, but that's not true. If you start a new game, you carry over all of your upgrades. The game doesn't tell you that before you start a new game. So I was under the impression I was screwed. They should have clearly stated that upgrades carry over in the game mode description, or better yet, just add a new Game Plus. Everyone knows what that means. Platinum, I'm coming for you, baby. Now that's all the boring stuff out of the way. Let's get on with the fun stuff. When I stood back and looked at this game, I thought surely everyone who was working on it knew that this game wasn't going to set the world on fire. It was always going to get a mediocre response when it came out. Knowing that, why didn't they go a bit mad with it, flexing a bit of creativity? They had little to lose and everything to gain by being a bit adventurous. I mean, if you look at some cult games, they don't do anything special from a gameplay perspective. However, they have a cult following because they offer something vastly different from what other games offer. I really think Black Forest Games should have gone for the same thing with Fate of Silence. The missed opportunity here is that they had a good story to allow them to pretty much do anything with. There's so many directions this game could have gone in with the material they have. There's the science project gone wrong, which has caused the corruption to enter our world. Then there's the story of the Spectre and Ash. Using the science storyline, they could have had portals to go to different dimensions, like hell or even space. What about going to the Spectre's world? That's what I thought was going to happen when I was playing it. Ash would force the Spectre back to wherever it came from, but then he would have to find a way to chase after it using a device at a science facility. It would turn into a classic saving loved ones story. He would have to go to this new universe and fight to get his wife and daughter back. Maybe before fighting the Spectre, he has to assemble a powerful weapon to kill it. I thought the game would end with a big Souls-like fight against the Spectre. Now, in my mind, that's a better story than the one I got. The interesting thing about this idea is that they could have experimented further with the tools they have. Think of this idea like the Get Out of Hell expansion from Saints Row 4. All the pieces are there from the original game, but are used differently to shake things up a bit. These portals could have transported Ash anywhere within the limits of the creator's imagination. They could have even dropped a call to their friends at Gunfire Games for a helping hand. I really believe if they went bonkers with Fate of Silence, it would have only played to their advantage, as it would have got more people talking about it. Next idea. Again, Ash travels to another dimension to kill the Spectre and free his wife and daughter, but finds that the Spectre has been cast out because he didn't get Ash's soul. He finds the Spectre and they make a deal. The Spectre will help free Ash's family in exchange for a fight for Ash's soul. Now, the Spectre wants to fight Ash in front of those that cast him out to redeem his name and prove that he is worthy of getting his old job back. So they team up knowing that they will fight in the end. The fun thing about this is before the final fight, the player could play as the Spectre, or maybe even use him as a summon, or he could be used as like a single powerful attack that works on a long cooldown. Add in character development of enemies becoming friends and you've got an interesting story. Hold on, the Spectre and Ash make it to the end, and then they find that the daughter is now running things. She has gone mad with power, but her soul can still be saved. As part of the deal, the Spectre helps Ash fight to free his daughter. Insert like a multi-platform Dark Souls battle, and we have another interesting ending. Another thing I would have considered doing is a crossover with Remnant from the Ashes. Yes, I'm going to shoehorn it in wherever I can. Ash could travel to one of the worlds that already exists in Remnant and team up with another player online. With both players present, they could unlock a secret passage that leads to another area on a level. This would be an interesting way to cross over the games, and it's a good way of getting Gunfire Studios to coach Black Forest Games. Think of it like in-house training, but not only do both studios benefit, but they make something that will increase sales as well. What I'd do is put unique bosses in there and take away the guns from the Remnant character. The reward for the Alliance and killing bosses could simply be some unique gear and weapons. This wouldn't be a massive expansion, it'd be something around the size of one of the dungeons from Remnant. Now, what about sending Ash to Hell? Perfect time to give him the boomstick and put in that Evil Dead reference. So Ash is in a town in Hell, and he pleads for his wife and daughter to be returned to him. He is rejected, but finds out from a stranger that only the Spectre that caught the soul can free it. All captured souls could be kept in a chamber that powers the town. The stranger then tells Ash that the Spectre has been banished to the wastelands of Hell for not collecting his soul. Then the stranger tells Ash that he knows where the Spectre is and the way to get there. He offers to show Ash because he too has a loved one locked in the chamber, but he explains that he is too old to fight and free the Spectre himself. I picture this stranger looking like Jafar when he dressed up like that creepy old man in Aladdin.
It's mine. It's all mine.
Anyway, Ash has to save the Spectre from the prison in order to free his wife and daughter. Throw in a double cross because now I've brought up Aladdin, the story might as well go with it. After Ash saves the Spectre, it is happy to free his wife and daughter because Ash saved him from his prison. When the Spectre opens up the chamber, the old man steals the souls and escapes with them. Ash and the Spectre now have to search Hell and try and find the old man, but at the same time they have to rebuild and defend the Hell town. Next idea, why not go to the dark side of the moon, or Mars, or just some random planet in the universe? The first portal could be built by a scientist that worked on the original project. Ash could save him and the scientist could build another portal, but it turns out to be a dud. Ash could find himself on a planet with a race that knows about the corruption, and fear it will reach them, but are too evangelical to deal with it themselves. They agree to help Ash by giving him a spaceship to get back to Earth and destroy the corruption. They also give him a part for the multiverse machine, which will help him get to the right dimension to fight the Spectre, destroying the corruption for good. This little space section could be a flight training sim for the spaceship. Ash could be flying through all sorts of weird places. Why not? It's a game, and they already know how to program spaceship flight from doing the Destroy All Humans remaster. To me, it seems like THQ gave Black Forest Studios a chance to shine, but they played it safe, which is the worst thing anyone can do when given an opportunity. You gotta really go for it, utilising everything at your disposal. I really do think if they went in a wacky direction, the game would have got more attention. Now, I hope you enjoyed some of my ideas for what I would have done with Fate of Silence. I intend to do more videos like this in the future, and I'm trying to get someone to do a start to finish co-op playthrough of the game. So if you have a PS4 and want to complete the game with me, by all means get in contact.